But so the opening quote from Paul Heckingbottom when asked about the freeze and loan market from the other day, he's been asked about if there's 2 to 3 million to spend, and his response is, the money has gone. I'm disappointed when the money runs out, but when the money runs out, the money runs out. He went on to say, no bids for players have been made in a while. And we couldn't come back because I know this is something Nathan will want to touch on, Nathan. The money's gone, my friend.
Yeah, well, I'm going on the Ipswich game, and I don't think I'm going to have warm greetings after this. But no, after the game yesterday, I think I was a little bit more optimistic. But I think, yeah, what's just come out, it's a bit concerning. And to quote Neil from the group, I thought I'd have more. It's just very reminiscent of Alex Neil days for me. You know, he was told he was going to have X amount to spend, and it wasn't there. Even after selling Hugo, the money still wasn't there. And I mentioned it last week. Was the bid true? Is it just maybe drumming up a bit of interest? And after what he's just said, I think it buys into it that it's not, because it's just really concerning, isn't it? But with him coming out and saying, I want 2 or 3 players after the Bolton game, are we dependent upon freeze? You know, Hecky also mentioned that he's putting in a lot of money in his own sense, and they always say the same thing. But no manager can argue why there's not been any big signings in 12 years. And it comes down to Emmons and Risdale, unfortunately. Not to be negative, but it comes down to mainly Risdale. You know, he's got the money there, clearly, but he's choosing to give out contracts and wasting money. And that's my big problem. But yeah, I just think it's more negativity, especially after a good game, a good result. And then he says that, do you know what I mean? So
I think we've got something decent here because for the first time, I think we're going to disagree with what you. So you just
oh,
said it. You just said it's Ridsdale, okay?
mm,
Ridsdale is given X amount of money, which season after season is between 1.5 to 2 million,
mm,
okay?
mm,
So with that money, I would argue he has done a good job to bring in 9 to 10 players. I think the issue here that it all comes down to is the Hemmings are only willing after what they pay each year, which is 12 million. They're all clearly only willing to put in 1.5 to 2 million
mm,
pounds, which for
mm.
some reason, I don't know whether it's rumors on social media, everyone seemed to
You're
think
right,
this
okay.
summer everyone seemed to think this summer was going to be different, but I don't think Ridsdale's ever actually come out and said, oh, this summer's going to be different. We're going to be spending an extra couple of million, which is why I've been surprised when I've seen these bids for Kone rumoured and your Callum Lang bids. Maybe these bids were made before we even spent the money on presumably a fire, which was 1.5 million. But at the end of the day, I think he said at the start of the summer, Ridsdale, the budget is the budget and that won't change. That is what he said in his opening interview, and it clearly hasn't changed. So I think if North End fans have a problem with what Heckingbottom said, which I do feel sorry for him, clearly he seems to think that he was going to have more money. But this is on Craig Hemmings. This is his money. If he doesn't want to spend it, then that's his prerogative, isn't it?
Yeah, and I agree, but the point people can't argue is choosing to waste money, on contracts. I know we need depth, I know we need players, don't get me wrong, but when you're choosing to not sign one Asian player, 3 or 4, that's my problem. That's where Risdale comes into it for me. Maybe it's because he knows the money's not there and he's choosing to just sign players to fill the squad. I don't know. We're theorizing, but you know, Brady will be on a decent amount every week. You put it over a year. Same with Lindsay, same with a few of them. That's money still. I think we'd rather sign 1 or 2 quality players rather than 4 or 5 average. That's just me. But again, you wouldn't have a lot in your squad, would you? So he's got to do again the best he can. But that's the
Yeah,
argument.
it's just disappointing, isn't it? Critch,
Mm.
you're thinking we're getting this.
Very
Darren, how you
disappointed.
doing?
I'm just very, very disappointed, isn't it?
Yeah, you're thinking we're getting in this
he
star
has been hinting
striker.
at it.
Yeah.
He has been hinting that there's no money in the pot. Hey, there he is.
Yeah.
Oh, it's actually quite a nice day.
It
Well,
was.
it was.
It's a shame. Well, I know, yeah. It's a shame
Yeah, it was.
in Blackpool. I know. I can't believe that, honestly. I mean, it's just typical North End, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. It's similar to like the comment he made last season. And for me, when he said it, I was a bit like, oh, when he said, I'll put a bomb under them all. You don't say that. And then now, after one, let's face it, decent result, positive second half, and he's coming out with that. And he just seems really frustrated. He hinted at the Jefferson injury issue, and now he's hinting at that. But what I will say is, as well on the subject, it's fair play. Fair play for him saying that. We all want honesty and transparency from a manager, not to protect the owner, blah, blah, blah. Fair play for him coming out and saying that. Do you know what I mean? He's honest. Like he said, I'm trying to be honest with you in the room. I need the fans to buy into it, no negativity. And he can only do again so much as he can do. And I respect that from coming out 100%.
Yeah, definitely. Darren, what are your feelings on it? Obviously saying the money's gone. So unless, you never know, maybe I think last minute, but I think this was Trevor, weren't it, when he just thought, right, let's go out and get Ali McCann last minute. And I think Bayliss as well, maybe. But yeah, it looks like we're not. Maybe. Who knows? You never know, but doesn't look like.
You just got sorry, yeah, you got to think back to the what the Riddler said, saying about, this is a season where we can spend big, financial fair play doesn't come into fruition for us. We've got promised a dream, and then first game into the season we go, oh yeah, by the way, fans, there's no money.
But did he actually say this? Did he actually say this, that there was going to be money to spend? I don't recall that.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he said it in his interview about the season and the season's expectations.
Yeah, it's contradictory. That's the people's problems. If he was consistent, that's fine. But it's like the point you made about finishing top 6. Realistically, your signings don't back that up, and that's my problem with Ridsdale. Yes, he don't fund it, but don't contradict yourself. Do you know what I mean? You have to be consistent. Don't sell fans a dream and then actions be different.
Yeah. So, are we going to get in a striker? I mean, maybe, like you say, frees and loans. Maybe it'd be a loan from a Premier League side. So, but the only thing is now we could potentially
need even afford a loan.
Yeah. Even a loan's going to cost money though, isn't it? Yeah, exactly. And I think the Kone rumour and the Lang rumour, why did they both not come off? It's not bid rejected and we've still got interest there. It's gone very quiet, especially in lowering the price this week with Kone. If there was the money actually there, why won't we go back in?
I think I heard that the Kone bid was actually, when the rumour came out, that bid was actually made a couple of weeks before that, which would sort of make sense. Maybe they've been like, well, they want 3 million, let's just go and get a fire. Well, a fire was like start of July, weren't it? End of June.
Yeah, so it was quite early on, yeah.
Yeah, but I've been surprised all along when I've known that we've spent, 2 million so far in the window. I'm thinking they're really going to go and spend another 2 or 3. I can't imagine North End making a net spend of 4.5 to 5 million in a given window.
They have done before. They have spent around about 4 million when I looked it up the other day in one window.
Which one? The Osmajic one?
I can't remember which one. One of the windows, they did spend over 4 million. I'm not sure what the incomings were, but they did on one of them.
I don't remember.
I think this is the thing with North End, though. They go around, don't they, in circles where they're saying, well, Aneki said it himself, well, they put in 12 million and blah, 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 and it's all the same.
Don't own a football club, then.
Oh, well, this is it. They're all true, don't get me wrong, but it is the truth, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, what's his intention? These are the bigger things that come into it when he's not prepared to put it in. Actual intentions of the club. When he's not prepared to spend more than £5 million, nothing. League One are spending that to just get into the league. So, and that's it. He'll then go, well, we're overachieving compared to what I'm putting in, so why would I need to?
Yeah, especially for modern day football as well. I mean, £5 million, absolutely nothing. Yeah, absolutely 100%. Nothing.
Yeah.
Like, I think if we're not spending any money this window, say if the net spend ends up being 1.5 million, we need to put pressure on to sell. We keep hearing that the club's going to be sold. We've been hearing this for years. I'm sorry, it can't be that hard to sell a football club. I think the Peterborough owner, is it McCampy? He was talking about, good point, Critch. He was talking about it's not hard to sell a football club. Are we still going to be here in 5 years' time in Groundhog Day, spending 1.5 to 2 million every summer? The club's not. We're going to be mid-table until we eventually get dragged into it. And I know I've been critical about Heckingbottom, but I thought his interview was absolutely brilliant before, where he just laid everything down. We all now know what the situation is. I felt a bit sorry for him, got to say.
But I think that's been the case for the past 12 years. While we got dragged down close last season, we've seen teams around us go up and down, struggle financially, blah blah blah, but we've never had a go. He said himself, Hemmings, we're going to get solidified and we're going to have this big push on. I'm still waiting for this big push on. You can't not back a team financially and still think fans are going to believe you. He said that himself. What we're waiting for.
Yeah, but that was his dad that said that. Who
But
obviously,
even still,
unfortunately, is
when
no
he was
longer
here, he
with us.
still didn't put his money there, did he? He still didn't back it up. And even if it was his dad, well, his son apparently is a bigger fan. Surely you'd have much more of an emotional
No,
attachment to see your club grow.
Nathan, Trevor was like the big fan, and Craig, I don't think really is
Well,
that interested in North End. So we're based. That's why he's trying
Well,
to
he
sell
said
it.
he says he's a fan of the club. He said it multiple
exactly.
times.
Yeah.
He has said
I
it.
think I've been told he's only putting money in because he has to. So, which is why
Yeah,
he
I've
wants to
also
sell,
heard
so then he
that.
doesn't
I
have
have heard
to.
that too.
So, but I mean, look, nobody is under obligation to put money in. If you don't want to put money in, that's fine. But can we please be more proactive about selling the club in the process? Because we just can't keep doing this every summer. Because it's all well and good getting these decent championship players in. But as we found out last season, eventually you can only keep your head above water for so long. And there will be a season. If we spend 1.5 to 2 million every summer over the next 5 years, there will be a season we get dragged down there. It happened last season. It'll happen again. I don't think it will be this season. Because I know, like, I've criticised Heckingbottom. I do think he's a decent championship manager. I don't think he's ever going to get you top 6, but he's a steady Eddie, a good hand. But I don't know. You just can't keep, when you've got your Charltons, eventually that'll catch up with you. Charlton spending 10 million and stuff. That will catch up with us at some point.
Yeah.
Embarrassed him.
Yeah, and that's it.
Yeah.
It's always been the case. How many signings have we been rumoured and a club will just come in, no messing about, bang, pay the money. And it just happens all the time. And I think actual North End fans realistically don't think we're going to be spending this money. Which in the Championship, you've got to compete. You've got to do it.
We're not even asking a lot, though, are we? Really?
Exactly.
We're not even asking a lot.
Yeah.
And it's the equivalent of like asking your parents, instead of giving us like £5 pocket money, can we maybe have 10 or 15? Do you know what I mean? Like, let's live a little.
Yeah,
but
well.
shocking comparison.
Yeah.
But yeah, even Darren's
Darren's
that angry, he's gone.
Yeah,
No.
he's had enough.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
So, but we've done a really positive episode. We're talking about potentially beating Leicester, which could still happen. You know what I mean? We're talking about this lad from Iceland. I bet he's just listened to that interview going, hey, what's going on here then? I'd already booked my flight with Icelandic Air.
One thing I will say as well is obviously Hecky's saying obviously we're all being negative. It makes you wonder inside the club what they're actually thinking of fans. You know, there was a story about him walking down early on saying don't boo, and they booed. It's just concerning that maybe inside the club that they're thinking too much. How many times do you hear about it? We need to get behind the team. Even Lowe said the same thing. We need fans behind the team. We need to be that 12th man. And it just concerns me that maybe inside the club they think fans are too negative. Thinking too much into it, I don't know. But yeah, I feel sorry for him. Like I said, I respect him more for coming out with that, but I feel sorry for him. I think he's up against it. I really do. And it's similar to the Alex Neil scenario. It really is.
Yeah, definitely. So the plan is, I think what we'll do, I'll put this video out first. So if you're watching this, there will be a flagship podcast where we won't touch on this because obviously it was already recorded. So I'll put this out probably in the next half an hour. And the flagship I'll probably have up. I'm looking at 8 p.m. tonight. So yes, you're getting 2 videos, a bit of bonus audio, but
there you go.
You go. Critch, who are Fleetwood girls playing?
They're playing Clifton Rangers today.
Clifton Rangers, right?
Good luck.
That's Davey's old team.
Right. Is she going to knee slide like Reese might later on in the season when he scores at Deepdale?
Oh, don't even say that. I told you.
You probably will do. We all know it's going to happen.
But yeah, does anyone else have anything to say on the news that broke? No,
I just think, look, there's 3 weeks left of the window. If we make no signings, I think the game at the weekend, it shows we're competitive, but another one will be surprising, even after what he said. So let's live in hope, as all North End fans say.
Yeah. Come on, get your hands in your pocket. Get us a striker. Come on, live a little.
Just one. Yeah, that's it. Live a little. One more player. Come on.
Anyway, we've kept you for long enough. Let's get off the air. Right. Thanks everyone for listening. Flagship out tonight, 8 p.m. And we will be back after the Leicester game. Thanks everyone for watching.